What's going on, guys? It's Royce Monroe, back with Music 101, Business as Usual, powered by the TmrO app, episode 2. The main job of the A&R at the label is to be the liaison between the creative and the administrative. The things that are created is on the A&R not only to put together from a creative standpoint if necessary, but to also take care of the business associated with all parties involved and kind of deliver up the end result of everything. So with your artists, whether that comes to organizing photo shoots, if that's negotiating terms for the records that'll be a part of a project or a single, choosing cover art, getting lyrics typed up, getting credits typed up, making sure the splits are documented, just every piece of information that's necessary in regard to that song or that project, it's on the A&R to kind of connect those dots. It's more than just that creative music, putting this producer with that, like that's a part of it, but the business aspect of it is creative to administrative. Every A&R is talented in a different way, meaning that you have some A&Rs that can come from being a party promoter and being a socialite type individual. You have some A&Rs that, have been producers, have been DJs, who work at radio, who've been an engineer before. Like, everybody comes in with a different set of skills, and then it's on you to kind of refine the other part of it. So you have some A&Rs that may come in straight as administrative and have to kind of refine their creative talent, At the end of the day, every A&R may not necessarily be in a position to where they run, everything, but doing their best to kind of understand the steps in the business of everything that we kind of just named is super important. Like, again, the creative aspect is what's so alluring to the job, because it's kind of like you're the cool guy in the room, but you're not the artist, you're not the producer, you're the A&R, you're representing the label, a whole bigger corporate entity or whatnot. So that's that. But even outside of going to a studio session, like your work really resides in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a studio session, that's more for the fellowship of building rapport with your artist and your team and the acts and things like that. But the real work goes on during business hours. So that's the part you can't forget. An artist needs an attorney as soon as they, engage in any type of contractual agreement. I mean, if you're a major artist, you already had to have an attorney to complete your deal. You know what I'm saying? An independent artist, it's not the fact that you need an attorney to keep somebody on retainer, but say you're about to sign a contract for management or something like that. Your attorney can review it because they're impartial to either of you, and they're going to advise of just what this says if you're not necessarily versed in what that jargon means or whatnot. So it just, when things get real, that's when you need an attorney. So that's why you don't really focus on that until you have some real business to accomplish, because attorneys are not cheap in a sense. You can have an attorney draft an agreement for you and it just be a one-off, and that can be a minimum of $1,200 or $1,500 by itself. So negotiating a whole contract agreement, that can be a little crazy, but again, it just depends. If you're signing a major record deal, sometimes that is included in your deal, so you don't have to necessarily worry about paying that. But when you're still independent, you're footing the cost. To me, the biggest misconception about management is that they're your mini label. I mean, in a sense, they're operating in your best interest as the label is, but they're not a financial resource. Because when you have your manager become your investor, it blurs the line a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because you want your manager just to strictly manage. Like, if they don't have any other responsibility except to manage and guide the decisions that determine your career, then they can really maximize on that. Now, if they're financially invested, depending upon what their, habits and life things are, they may be in a tight and they really need to get some money, and that's going to influence how they decide to work this deal. So it's just like keeping everything separate is what's important. Like, people always take money before they have a plan. So your manager should be helping you with the plan and the decision. That's where, before you get into working with somebody, you really need to be cognizant of their passion. Like, your manager should be, when I say a fan of you, it's like a fan of your success. They don't mean they listen to your music all the time, but yeah, they should, you know what I'm saying? Because they need to be aware, but they should feel like they know it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because your manager could be older than you and not be in your same demographic to rock with that same kind of music, but they can still identify that you're a star and connect the dots to kind of get you in position to be bigger. Before an artist kind of hits it big, a manager is supposed to be working to try to get their artist in position a certain way. And then once the artist is in position, it's kind of becoming really the team with the artist to make sure that the decisions that are being made represent not only the artist's best interest, but the artist's overall input. Because like to me, a manager should be showing his artist the business, even though he or she handles those responsibilities. Because I need the artist to understand why we're making these decisions outside of just making them. That's episode 2, Music 101, powered by the TmrO app. Make sure you join us, man. It's always business as usual. I'm Royce Monroe.